Hi, it's Lucy Carlson here. One of my favorite boutique home video labels, Arrow Video, is at it again. And now they've turned their sights to Arnold Schwarzenegger's Conan movies. Today we're taking a look at the Conan Chronicles, a 3-disc box set that includes Conan the Barbarian and Conan the Destroyer. I'm going to unbox this release and I will share my opinions. Nice cover art there with Arnold looking heroic with his trusty sword. There's the spine of the package. Spines of the individual cases, top of the box, bottom of the backing card, back of the package with all of our pertinent text. Underneath there, we've just got some expanded sky kind of tying into the theme on the front. Here's the bottom. Now let's see what we actually get in this box. Arrow Video is always good about giving us some extra goodies, and this time around we do get some mini posters. On this side we have vintage style art. On this side we have just a shot of Arnold practicing with his sword. We also get a poster for the sequel, Conan the Destroyer. And then another shot of him looking heroic with his sword on the back there. Like many of these deluxe Arrow sets, we get a nice, pretty thick book here as well. There's a lot of essays, a lot of cool photos from the movies in here. This thing's over 100 pages long, so obviously I'm not going to go through every single page, but there is a lot of pretty cool info in there. And we have, first of all, the first film, Conan the Barbarian. We get 2 discs in this package. We get the feature film on 4K Ultra High Def, and then we have a Blu-ray disc of bonus features. We also get some other little goodies in here, specifically art cards. On the back here, we have an ad for something from Arrow, as well as the usual ad for their streaming service. The art cards have this art on the back. And then inside the sleeves, we actually have some additional artwork. I don't know why they didn't just make a transparent case so we could actually see this. I mean, you have to take the art out of the package to see this, and that seems really weird. I mean, why not just do like reversible cover style art? We then come to the sequel, Conan the Destroyer. And this one also includes a set of art cards. This film only includes 1 disc, which is the film on 4K Ultra High Def, which also includes several bonus features. I'll read the description of the films as follows from the backing card. Thief, warrior, gladiator, king. Ripped from the pages of Robert E. Howard's beloved pulp stories, 1982's Conan the Barbarian and its sequel, 1984's Conan the Destroyer, not only popularized a new subgenre, the sword and sorcery film, but also made a cinematic icon of the star playing the titular hero, former bodybuilding sensation Arnold Schwarzenegger. Conan the Barbarian, from maverick filmmaker John Milius, sees the Cimmerian thief rise up from slavery to become an unparalleled and fearsome warrior, intent on vengeance against the evil snake cult that slaughtered his family long ago, led by the shape-shifting sorcerer Thulsa Doom. In the sequel, helmed by action veteran Richard Fleischer, Conan finds himself escorting a young princess on a quest for a mythical horn that will awaken a slumbering god, battling an onslaught of evil beasts, wizards, and cannibals along the way. At long last, these glorious odes to the days of high adventure have been restored in stunning 4K with hours of bonus features and heart-racing Atmos remixes that immerse you in the action, accompanied throughout by electrifying music scores by the late Basil Polidoris. If you do not listen, then to hell with you. Confession time. This was actually my first time seeing the Conan the Barbarian movies. I was certainly familiar with the fact that Arnold Schwarzenegger had appeared in these before he made the first Terminator movie, and they were largely the movies that turned him into a star, from bodybuilder to actor. And of course, he's the perfect man to play this role. In the first film, we see Conan as a young boy with his family murdered and him taken into slavery and forced to become a gladiator and then setting out on his own. So he does portray this character as strong and determined, but he also has something of a vulnerability about him. He's not just a one-dimensional musclehead stereotype, which is nice. And we do get a nice supporting cast in the movies as well. The first movie even has Max von Sydow, probably best known for playing Father Merrin in The Exorcist, portraying a king that sends Conan and his friends out on a quest. And the villain, Thulsa Doom, is even portrayed by James Earl Jones. Jones does a fantastic job with the material he's given as well. The first film has some great production values. The sets look amazing. And I have to say, from start to finish, it certainly looks the part. You can tell that no expense was spared when it came to making these films. And while they certainly did get a mixed reception, there's no denying they look great and they're a lot of fun. The second film, Conan the Destroyer, tends to be maybe a little more lighthearted, more briskly paced. And this time around, of course, Arnold returns as Conan, but the only other member of the cast that returns is Mako, who serves as the narrator and also portrays a magic user in the two films. And this time around, he's joined by a young thief portrayed by Tracy Walter, and he goes on another quest, this time for a queen with questionable motives portrayed by Sarah Douglas, this time around escorting a young princess and allying with a new young female warrior portrayed by Grace Jones. Grace Jones absolutely has the time of her life playing this part, chewing up the scenery in every scene she's in. And, of course, a few years after this, she'd go on to appear in the James Bond movie A View to a Kill. Not one of the better Bond films, but she was certainly one of the best things about it. A lot of people have derided the second film, claiming that it's not great while the first film is great. But personally, I liked both films, and I have to say, I do actually like the fact that the second film only clocks in at about 100 minutes and is a little more briskly paced. In fact, that's about half an hour shorter than the original movie. The original movie, of course, is featured here in 3 different cuts via seamless branching, although there's only about a 3-minute difference or so between them. It's not going to be like a massive difference between the cuts of the movies. And of course, it's all brought together beautifully by that musical score by Basil Polidoris. Polidoris, of course, would probably be best known for his collaborations with director Paul Verhoeven, including RoboCop. He also did the music for one of my favorite Western miniseries of all time, Lonesome Dove. These movies are a lot of fun to go back and revisit. Campy and cheesy as can be, but certainly violent, entertaining adventures. It took me a long time to finally see these for the first time, but better late than never, right? Both movies look absolutely incredible for their 4K debuts. These will not be demo material by any means, as there are a lot of effect shots here and there that understandably look a bit soft and artificial, but we do get a nice boost in color levels, black levels, detail. It really is what a classic film like this should look like on the 4K Ultra High Def format. Again, you do not get Blu-ray copies of the movies in this set, which is kind of disappointing, but these 4K discs look great. If you are a fan of the film, I don't think you're at all going to be disappointed with what you see here. As usual, Arrow has pulled out the stops when it comes to bonus features, giving us a mix of new and vintage features for both films. For the first film, the bulk of the features are found on an additional Blu-ray disc, whereas the second disc is 4K only, whereas the second film just has all of the extras for it right there on the 4K disc. And I've only begun to scratch the surface of this stuff. It could take probably a week or more if I dedicated myself just to watch all of this. And believe me, I certainly intend to over time. If you're a fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger's performances as Conan the Barbarian, this is a great set. The two movies are also available individually, but you'll probably save a few bucks if you buy this set. There was actually plans to make a third Conan movie called Conan the Conqueror in the latter half of the 80s, but this never came to be, and instead that movie was retooled and eventually made into the movie Cole the Conqueror in the 1990s, starring Kevin Sorbo, the guy probably best known for playing Hercules on TV. So I can highly recommend this to any fan of violent fantasy cinema, Arnold Schwarzenegger, or anything in between. Are you a fan of the Conan the Barbarian films? Do you think it's one of Arnold Schwarzenegger's best roles? What did you think of these movies? Comment down below. and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content. I'm always posting new videos, and make sure you give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm TLT Carlson. I'll see you next time.